Have you ever taken a shortcut only to realize it actually took you way longer? Well, this timeless African fable from the Serengeti gets right to the heart of that. It's a story about two leaders, two different paths, and a really powerful lesson about that classic battle between rushing ahead and taking your time. And it's a choice we all face pretty much every day. Okay, so the whole story really boils down to this one idea, the broken path. And we're not just talking about some physical trail in the dirt, right? It's really a symbol for that shortcut that's always so tempting, the one that promises speed but is fueled by pride and kind of ignores experience. It's that little voice in your head that whispers, hey, I know a faster way. All right, so here's how we're going to walk through this story. First up, we'll join the Great Migration. Then we get to the big decision, a choice between two paths. After that, we'll see what happens, the consequences, and we'll wrap it all up with how the wisdom of the elders comes into play. So our story begins during the Great Migration in the Serengeti. Picture this. Thousands and thousands of animals. It's just this massive, thundering wave of life, all heading for the one thing they need to survive, the river. And this isn't their first rodeo. This is a journey that's been happening for generations. And who's at the head of this incredible procession? It's Tembo, the old, wise elephant. See, for Tembo, it's not just about knowing the map, he is the map. The land to him isn't just dirt and trees. It's like a living storybook, It's a map made of memories. And that deep connection, that's where his authority comes from. So this is where things get really interesting. We get to the heart of the conflict. And what's so cool here is that the danger isn't some lion hiding in the grass or a big storm. Nope, the real danger, it comes from the inside. It's a fundamental disagreement about the best way to move forward. A choice between two totally different philosophies. And here they are, our two leaders. And wow, they could not be more different. You've got Tembo on one side. He's all about being slow, steady, trusting what's been done before. And then there's Naru, the young Wildebeest. He's just pure energy, right? Full of pride, and he's got this serious need for speed. He couldn't care less about the past. He just wants to get there now. It's that age-old story, isn't it? Experience versus impatience. I mean, you can just feel the energy in what Naru's saying, right? The old path is too slow. Why should we follow an elephant when we can just run free and get there first? And you got to admit, it's a pretty compelling argument. He's tapping right into that part of all of us that wants to be fast, free, and get what we want now. He makes the old way sound like, well, a prison. But Tembo's comeback, it's just so powerful because it's so calm and wise. He doesn't even try to argue about speed. Instead, he talks about the path itself, like it's alive, like it holds all the memories. He says, the path is old, but it remembers what we forget. Follow me. It's like he's saying the path itself has wisdom. And just like that, the herds split. One group follows pride and speed, the other follows memory and wisdom. So now we get to see how that plays out. What actually happens when you pick speed over wisdom? Well, let's just say it's a path to peril. Okay, let's check in with Tembo's group first. And honestly, there's no drama. It's just slow, steady progress. They get to a Maasai village, totally safe, and they're welcomed. The village elder, a woman named Naisula, she just nods and says of Tembo, he never forgets the water. And that's key, right? His wisdom isn't just for him, it helps everyone. And then this kid, a young Maasai boy, asks the most brilliant, simple question. It just cuts through all the noise. He just asks, but why run where you cannot see? Isn't it better to walk where you know the way? Wow, it's just that kind of simple logic that you totally miss when you're in a rush. And there it is, the big reveal. Herdsman basically confirms everyone's worst fears. That shortcut, it wasn't just a different way to go. It was a straight-up trap. Apparently, a huge gorge had split the earth open just a month ago, a brand new danger that Naru couldn't possibly known about. But the land remembered. So then, a lookout spots them in the distance, and he doesn't see a herd moving forward. All he sees is dust and chaos. He says, I see dust and wildebeests. They're running in circles. I mean, how ironic is that? The path that was supposed to be the fastest way has literally led them nowhere. Okay, so Naru's herd is in big trouble. And this is where the story takes a turn. It's not about I told you so or punishment. It's about fixing the problem.
And the solution isn't going to be brute force or speed. It's going to come from that deep, shared wisdom of the elders.
And I love how they find the solution. It's not just one person being the hero, it's a team effort. Now, Yusla, the elder, she remembers an old song. Think about that, a piece of history passed down in music. And hearing that song sparks something in Tembo's own memory, way back. So you've got human culture and animal memory working together. They're literally building a map out of their shared wisdom.
So the rescue mission begins, and it's all about teamwork. First, Tembo leads the way and finds the lost herd. But that's just step one. Then everybody, and I mean everybody, works together, clearing rocks, and they actually carve a brand new, safe path out of the gorge. It's just this incredible moment of forgiveness, you know? They're not just going back to the way things were, they're building something new and stronger together. The herds are finally reunited.
And once everyone is safe, Timbo shares this one last piece of wisdom with Niru. And this is really the heart of the whole story. He tells him, a path is not made by rushing, but by remembering. In other words, you don't build something that lasts by just running ahead. You build it by understanding and respecting everything that came before. And that night, Naisula, the Maasai elder, she wraps up the whole lesson perfectly for the children. This is the moral of the story, the kind of wisdom that gets passed down from one generation to the next. She says, the old may walk slowly, but are wise and always know the way. It's so true, isn't it? Speed comes and goes, but wisdom, even if it feels slow, that's what really gets you where you need to go. And that, of course, brings this whole story right back to us, because this ancient fable is really asking a very, very modern question. In our own lives, at work, in our society, what are the broken paths that we're tempted to take? What wisdom are we pushing aside because we're in such a hurry or because our pride gets in the way? It's really a challenge, right? To just stop for a second and ask ourselves, is the path I'm on actually moving me forward, or am I just running in circles?